I have recently hit a milestone of over 100,000 likes. Well, it's a lot more than that right now. And I can't believe that I first created my Daily Beagle Spidey page on August 9th, 2010. It's over 13 years of hard work that I put into this page. And I've been in the scoop business since 2005. Now that's over 18 years. Damn. Look, and I'm really thankful for everybody who's been on my page for this long, especially my fan supporters. It's helped me raise over $1,000 to donate to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And being a childhood cancer survivor, that means the world to me. So thank you very much, and may God bless you for that. And of course, I'm not happy with a lot of newcomers who obviously have no idea as to who I am and as to whether or not I am a reliable source or not, which is perfectly fine, because I always say that you should always, verify and, find out if somebody's legit or not before trusting them. Now, what I will not tolerate are the constant trolls, whom even after I've proved that I am a reliable source and an actor in the entertainment industry, they just try to find some ways to insult me anyway and disrespect me, because that's just how some people are. There are a lot of haters out there, and haters standing for having anger towards everyone reaching success. And what's the funny part is that these aren't kids, which is what I expected, from that sort of behavior. But these are people who are in their mid-30s, 40s, and 50s. That's kind of scary there. I think they just act like children. And unfortunately, I've also attracted a plethora of toxic James Gunn fans that are just coming in from out of fucking nowhere. I don't know where they came from. They're new people. And they're calling me all kinds of fucking names. I just keep posting things that trigger them in return, because that's what they deserve. And it's just, it's like I'm gonna keep living rent-free in their fucking heads. And unfortunately, I have encountered some James Gunn fans that have some really disturbing photos on their personal Facebook accounts. I don't know why. I just check sometimes to see who I'm chatting with or whatever, and I'm just starting to realize that. And what's shocking is that I've checked over more than 30 profiles, and they all have something in common with certain theme parties, or I don't even want to mention what it is, but for those of you who know that James Gunn attended, and I'm not even going to mention that filthy word, you know what I mean. It has to do with kids, and it concerned me to the point where I had to actually start banning people, because I'm not going to tolerate those type of people on the page. All right, because y'all aware that I'm very protective of kids, and that sick fucking disturbing shit does not fly with me at all. I do not want people like that on my page. I don't hate James Gunn, okay, even though people, I'm not really happy with what he's doing or how he's handling things on social media, and neither is Warner Brothers, shareholders who reportedly have questioned James' capability of running a shared universe because he's no Kevin Feige. And look, it's one thing to direct a film, but it's a whole other level of mapping out an entire universe, and you can't just apply that same formula that he's, used for the Guardians of the Galaxy with every other characters. Yes, he did. He took D-list characters like the Guardians and turned them into A-list in the MCU, but he applied the same horse shit with the Suicide Squad and the Peacemaker show, and it just didn't work. The DC film and TV show was okay at best that he did, but not on the same top tier level as the Guardians MCU films or the holiday special, which was really great. Look, I'm gonna be honest, I don't understand why a sane person would even attempt to grow or attend a party like that. Even as a joke, that is just some sick fucking twisted shit. And that's all I'm gonna say. I understand he was joking about it. He really isn't into this shit, but I don't fucking know, man. I mean, look at Harvey Weinstein. Nobody knew about that shit. I mean, people knew, but nobody really knew, I remember people saying good things about him and everything, Then all of a sudden it comes out all the shit that he was into and what he was doing to those women. And just, what the fuck, you know? I'm not saying that he's into that shit. I'm not saying James is into that stuff, but still, it's kind of like you really have to question as to why you would joke about it, you know, and be involved in those type of parties. It's nothing to joke about, right? There are a lot of kids out there who are abused, and they don't see it as a joke. You have to think about that as well. Okay? And the whole situation is that it's also starting to attract people like that to come to his defense. And I'm not saying everyone who's in full support of what he's doing at DC is like that, but I saw plenty of it on people's profiles that have been commenting like hardcore on my page, and it really creeped me the fuck out as to why Facebook would even allow that kind of fucking filthy, disgusting shit on their page. And it's beyond me. And again, I see people posting all kinds of disturbing shit in group pages that pops up on my news feed, and they haven't even been taken down yet. You know, they used to be like superhero group pages, and now it's all of a sudden like filled with porn and shit. And I'm like, every day it's still there. Every day it's still posting new content like that. And it's like, why is this here? Is this like not allowed? All right, so back on point here. And like I said, I have posted some stuff that I heard from my DC sources, but again, I'm gonna tell you straight up, okay? DC sources that have been giving me information for like months now have been really accurate with a lot of stuff, but I can't vouch for them the way that I vouch for my old Sony sources that have given me 100% accurate info in the past Spider-Man films. You know, it's kind of tricky to find good sources. I found one that's pretty damn good, but there's a lot of, I mean, like I said, I posted everything on my daily pages to what's going on. Obviously, you know, tomorrow we're gonna, you know, find out a lot of stuff about what's going on with James Gunn's DC Slate, and I put my 2 cents on what I've heard, what's going on, you know, which actors is going to be coming back but possibly playing the same character. It's pretty much in a sense how they did the Halloween films, where they have the same cast, the same characters, but they're ignoring as to what happened in the previous films and just doing something new with it. I mentioned a few actors and actress who pretty much might be. I'm not so sure. I mean, like I said, don't shoot the fucking messenger here, because I'm just starting out with these guys. You know, I've only known them like, you know, for a couple of months now. They've been right about some stuff, but you just never fucking know. And from what I heard is that, you know, Peter and James are pretty much keeping things very close and tight to the chest. I know that they're supposed to be announcing something at like 12 o'clock tomorrow. You know, and like I said, there's a few actors, like for example, Joe Manganiello. I heard that, you know, he's going to bring him back as either Deathstroke or another character. Obviously, we know that Jason Momoa's coming back as Lobo, and that, you know, the whole thing of Aquaman is done. Even though he said that he's playing both characters, it's fucking bullshit. Because from what I heard is that they're pretty much like, I mean, I've been saying this for a long time now, and Dave Bautista pretty much confirmed this to what I've been stating since day one, because everybody thinks that, you know, that they're only gonna, you know, keep a few people, get rid of some people, and they're just gonna continue on with the same universe. And I'm like, no, like James, literally his plan, and this is why there's so many cancellations going on, is pretty much gonna do the Marvel formula where they're gonna keep everything all together. You know what I'm saying? And that's why there's so many firings going on. But, you know, they're not gonna announce that, you know, Gal Gadot is done. They're not gonna announce that Ezra Miller's done. You know, they only announced that Henry Cavill is done because he doesn't have any upcoming Superman films coming up, you know. However, you know, Gal Gadot is supposed to be in a Flash. You know, and some Funko Pops actually leaked toys for it. Ben Affleck's definitely going to be in a movie, although I heard that, you know, I don't know, it's rumors that he's going to be cut from the film or whatever. Michael Keaton Batman's in there, you know, and I mean, like I said, that's the only reason that's why they only announced Henry Cavill. And everybody else, I mean, why would you announce that they're no longer playing these characters anymore if you have the films coming out? You know, like people would be like, well, why the fuck am I going to watch this shit anyway if they're done? If this is the last of the last. And I don't think that James is going to fully announce that this whole thing is a complete reboot. Some people talk about how it's a soft reboot, you know, being that, you know, they're kind of using some of the cast members and continuing, but then they're getting rid of everybody else and just doing their own thing. But that's not a soft reboot. That's like a hardcore fucking reboot if you get rid of everybody else and just keep a select few, because obviously he's either very close with them or, you know, I don't know. He always said we're going to keep what works and we're gonna get rid of what doesn't, you know? That's what you said to begin with. But as far as I know, it's a reboot in a sense to where whatever happened in the DCU storyline ends with Aquaman 2. And then whatever happens in his universe, it's fucking brand new. You might have Viola Davis come back as Amanda Waller, which is another rumor that I heard, but it's from an unverified source. And like I said, same thing with Joe Manganiello. He might become back as Deathstroke, or he might become back as a character. Jason Momoa, like I said before, yeah, he's gonna become back as Lobo, but Aquaman, he's fucking done. Like, they're recasting every fucking one. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got a fucking pink slip in a sense. And they're gonna treat it like I said, Halloween movies where it's, you know, a new universe, new story, same characters, same actors, but they're ignoring events from the DCEU. That's what I fucking heard, and I've been saying it for a long time now. So we'll have to see as to what happens with that. I know I'm going a little bit longer than I should about the whole DC thing, but it's kind of like the big thing's coming out tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's a big story, and he's not going to announce like a whole fucking slate of movies like, you know, Marvel does or whatever. It's only just a few films that he's announcing, and should be at 12 o'clock EST time, and that's pretty much everything. I mean, unless, like I said, I posted so much stuff that's going on my Daily Beacon Spidey page, so that's just pretty much just about it. Me, I just feel as if, like, you know, they could have at least let Zack finish his trilogy and then move on, because I mean, like I've showed you guys in another video, that Zack pretty much is gonna allow Warner Brothers to reboot after his Justice League story was concluded. So a reboot was coming, you know, regardless. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right now with the DC stuff. You know, we'll talk more about it when Slate comes out. I'll probably do another video for that one. So I do have some inside information from my Marvel Studio sources. Again, not my Sony Picture sources. Okay, these guys sometimes are right about stuff, sometimes wrong, sometimes a little off. Some shit happens. About the storyline for Avengers The Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars. And that part, unfortunately, I'm only going to be discussing with my fan supporters. And you can only access that on my playlist if you become a fan supporter on my Daily Beacon Spidey page. And I have over 92 videos on there from the past 2 years. And there's a lot of information, a lot of videos on there. And I mean, I'm going to say it again. I have to remind everyone that I've had a very amazing track record with my old Sony sources from Sony Pictures for more than a decade now. But I cannot 100% guarantee anything with any other sources, okay? I'm only continuing to do this because I want to raise money, you know, for St. Jude's Children's Hospital out of the fan support. That's the only reason I'm going to keep going with this. And I've also retired from using those specific sources from Sony that have had 100%, you know, amazing fucking track record after No Way Home. And I remind everybody that I was done after that. That was the deal I made with them. And then I use a different source that are sort of reliable and have a decent track record as of right now for, you know, Sony. And just a reminder that no one has a listening device stuck up any studio meetings employee's ass to overhear exactly as to what was stated. And sometimes they just throw around ideas as to what they can or, you know, want to do, but it does not mean it's going to be the final decision. And it's like the game fucking telephone sometimes, where you hear one thing and all of a sudden it gets exaggerated, and, you know, before you know it, you make a report about it and then it's not exactly accurate. And even with scoopers that have reliable track records, you know, they have their bad intel sometimes. You know, sometimes it's a bad, really fucking shitty day, or sometimes things change. And it happens all the fucking time. It happened to me quite a few times, but then later revealed to be true. And, I mean, what really fucking sucks, and I'm just, you know, I'm speaking on behalf of these scoopers, okay? Sometimes you guys don't really appreciate or respect any of them, you know, that are, you know, have sources in the entertainment industry. And they always remind everyone for the things they've gotten wrong, but stay very silent and very quiet when it comes to things that they're actually accurate about. And it's so fucking annoying. I've been dealing with that shit for so many fucking years now. And it really is. You guys should really, you know, for those out there who are legit reliable scoopers, not ones like Daniel RPK who go around stealing like shit from me, he's a fucking asshole. And I fucking, proved that he was a fucking fraud. And that happens. Some scoopers, they see other information, they post it as their own, they don't give fucking credit anywhere. That's another annoying thing. But the most annoying thing is that when you have people out there, like, literally, like, rooting for, like, these scoopers to be wrong so they could just, get in, pretty much, like, tell them to their face, like, aha, you're a fucking fraud, you're a liar, I always fucking knew it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, that's, listen, look, if somebody has a really decent track record and they get things wrong every once in a while, it means they're actually kind of reliable. There's no such thing as 100% perfect score. I got lucky with the Spider-Man stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, but sometimes that happens, sometimes, sources get shit wrong. But it's not cool when people are they're gunning for it. They're waiting for it to happen so they can say, haha, you're fucked up. It's really fucking annoying. I mean, look, it happened to me, okay? Because remember, I was saying for the longest fucking time, okay, that Zendaya's version of MJ would be a version of Mary Jane Watson. Everybody went off on me for the longest fucking time until we found out in Spider-Man No Way Home that her full fucking name is Michelle Jones Watson. Yet prior to that, I remember when the film came out, and I was telling everybody before, like a year beforehand or two, that that's exactly what they have planned. They're going to make Zendaya's character a version of Mary Jane Watson, but that's not going to be her name. Movie comes out, and then at the end of the fucking movie, what happens? She says, my friends call me MJ. Okay. Next film, we find out her name is Michelle Jones, and everyone's telling me, yeah, okay, so it's MJ short for Michelle Jones, probably like paying homage to the character. No, it's not. This is actually a reimagining of the character. This is their version, Marvel Studios' version, because they can't use the actual copyrighted licensed version from Sony Pictures that they want to use for later on in their films. They can't use that. Every character that you see in the MCU Spider-Man films is a mixture. It's hybrid characters mixed with others. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even look at Peter Parker Spider-Man. That's not Peter Parker Spider-Man. That's fucking ripoff Miles Morales Spider-Man. I mean, if you look at that one scene where, Tom Holland's Spider-Man is on a ceiling, and then you have Ned over there with the Legos and he drops, that's a fucking complete ripoff of the Miles Morales comic book scene. All right? And like I said, that's just one of the main reasons as to why, when I report something and people question me about it, they're fucking going off on me saying, oh, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Hell, even the whole situation of the live action Spider-Verse situation. Well, not the live action Spider-Verse, but the fact, I kept telling everybody that Toby and Andrew are definitely going to be coming back. Everybody's like, that's a fucking dream fan casting. Stop. Don't give us hope. All right? Don't bullshit us. Stop fucking around. That is not fucking true. And I'm like, yo, I've been doing this shit for a long fucking time. I know I'm retired. When I come out of fucking retirement to give you guys this fucking scoop, it's legit. And for 2 years, I was dealing with bullshit. And it turned out what? Yeah, that they were in a fucking film. It happened. And even when Andrew Garfield came out and said, that's not true, I'm not in a film, I mean, people kept coming right after me saying, see, you were fucking full of shit. Andrew Garfield himself even said he's not in it. I'm like, yo, NDA. ND fucking A. And like I said, it's really been hard for me for the past couple of years. Sometimes I just don't want to really do this anymore because people are really starting to fucking piss me off. It's like, you don't want to believe me as a source, then what the fuck are you doing on my page? Just get the fuck off my page. Just go somewhere else. Why the fuck are you annoying me? Why are you still coming back if you think that I'm full of shit? Whatever. I mean, even when another situation, okay, it reminded me, and this really is what hit me the hardest, because this is when I was first starting out, is that when I tried to warn everyone many, many years ago that Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4 was going to be canceled and rebooted. And then Tobey Maguire came out, said it was not true, it was bullshit, that the film was still happening, and the only reason this is why it's delayed is because of a holiday hiatus. And the amount of shit that I was getting from everybody was overwhelming. Dude, I got fucking death threats, okay? I got people telling me that they're gonna fucking kill me because, I was fucking with them. And, you know, after all that shit that I got, man, I was like, I don't want to bother doing this shit anymore. I'm just, you know, like I said, I started this shit out because I was sick and tired of people like El Maimbe, you know, going out and pretty much like blabbing bullshit about what's going on. And then you find out that it's not even fucking true. This guy was like far left field fucking wrong about everything, right? And then 2 weeks later, they announced that it was canceled and that they were already working on a script for a reboot. And I was finally vindicated. You know, nobody fucking apologized to me. Nope. No one said a fucking thing to me after, you know, they found out that I was right. Then my ass got into trouble when I tried to do that review of the script. And my sources from Sony yelled at me saying, that information was supposed to be given to your friends and your family members only, not on fucking social media. Are you nuts? And that's when they left me. And I had to go search for other sources for a while. They came back and saved my ass with the whole Dylan O'Brien situation because I trusted other sources. They were wrong about that shit, and I ended up having a losing streak of that one and the whole Alanis the Teen Mary Jane shit. Now, 2 strikes from trusting other sources. They were not as reliable as my sources were. I fucked up because I shouldn't have said nothing. And look, I didn't think anyone would watch my fucking video because at that time I only had like, what, 500 subs on YouTube? I think maybe less. I didn't think that anyone would actually take it seriously and do a fucking article about it. And all of a sudden, like, my video like hits are going fucking crazy. And then I'm like, what's going on here? What happened? And I see that there's a whole bunch of articles based on my video. Then my sources, after they done yelling at me, they're like, take that fucking video down now, because they were scared, you know? Because a lot of what I said in the article was actually as to what they were going with for, you know, the Amazing Spider-Man films. And again, even when I did that article, I had some people like coming in saying, oh, this guy's fucking full of shit, some fucking random asshole on fucking YouTube sprouting bullshit, you know? But hey, it goes with the fucking territory. And one thing I'm gonna say is I'm gonna get off this topic right now. You know, it's just fun story, fun times, but I'm gonna say this, is that Kevin Feige and Bob Iger are sparing no fucking expense and actually want Secret Wars to surpass Avengers Endgame and Avatar. Let me tell you, Avatar 2, it's gonna fucking pass Avengers Endgame. And they know it. Everybody's in fucking doubt saying, no, it might have passed this or this, but it ain't gonna fucking touch Endgame. And I'm like, yeah, you just fucking see and wait. Honestly, I watched the fucking film. It was fucking long, and I don't understand as to why so many people. I'm like, how does this guy's movies like fucking make so much money? I just don't fucking get it. I mean, yeah, if you watch in like 3D or if you watch in IMAX, it's a really beautiful film, but the story is shit. That's what I thought. Anyway, so it's always been friendly competition. Okay, there's no beef between, you know, these studios, especially since now these films are under the same roof. So it's not, you know, a win or lose on both ends. It's a win for fucking both ends now. And I'm gonna explain a lot more, you know, for my fan supporters only, as to what they have in mind, which is fucking insane. And they're really trying to drive everything with nostalgia up the asshole, and it worked very well for Spider-Man No Way Home and Cobra Kai. In fact, Spider-Man No Way Home got, if it gets released, or if it got released in China, it would have definitely passed the $2 billion mark. And this fucking film was released during a pandemic where seats were limited. I remember this. And there were no vaccines yet. And it banked at the fucking box office. I can only imagine. And I predicted this many years ago. And this is when I pretty much was teasing the whole Sony's coming up with a whole fucking Spider-Verse type fucking film where they're going to have all 3 Spider-Man actors in there. And everyone looked at me like a third eye, like, fuck you, man. It ain't going to fucking happen. You know, it's one thing if they have Tom Holland's MCU character because that's a Marvel Studios thing, but to get Toby and Andrew in there, that's a Sony Pictures thing. They're not going to allow it. Stop fucking with us. Well, I wasn't fucking with you, you know? And this is during a time to where I stated this many years ago, that the only film that would surpass Avengers Endgame is if they did a movie featuring all 3 Spider-Mans. So I can only imagine the amount of money it would make if it wasn't for COVID. And again, if it was also released in China, especially with the re-released More Fun Stuff edition, you know, that they did, that movie would have definitely surpassed fucking Endgame. No fucking question about it. But it was in a situation to where there was no fucking vaccines going around. You know, there couldn't have been a full house for these fucking, and I'm telling you, every time that I went to go see the film, there was a lot of people watching this fucking film and going crazy, especially when, you know, Toby and Andrew came out. Like, I mean, it was like fucking crazy. And I also do have some information on how the relationship between Peter Parker and the symbiote will be, but that's from my next video. And yes, the next time that you will see the Spider-Man all together again, which is what I've told my fan supporters a while back, it's for Avengers Secret Wars. And my last video, I talked about, you know, why Toby and Andrew are coming back this time. And it's a very, very interesting storyline. So if you want to find out more about that, you know what to do. Join the fan support. You can watch the video. There's, like I said, so many videos on there once you become fan supporters, and you have access to playlist. So that's just pretty much it. I'm so sorry this video is so long. I got carried away a little bit with it, but it's been a while. And tomorrow should be a really interesting day. So until next time on the Same Spider Time, Same Spider Channel, and Same Spider Place, Spidey Woman out.
Thanks, Tiger. You just hit the jackpot.